Good morning, everyone. So today is going to be a nice quiet day. It is very cold outside. I need to go to a shop later to buy some things to do some baking because that's one of my plans today. One of my other plans is also to reuse these candle jars. So these are just candles that I've been using on my altar, and I'm basically going to reuse them and paint them and put tea lights in them to use them for Christmas. So I will be sharing my way of doing that. I also the other day bought this really cute tree candle, which I'm going to be using as kind of like a Yule candle type thing, but also because Yule is it's the winter solstice, it's the darkest part of the year, so I'm going to be doing a little bit of shadow work over the coming weeks, month or so, and I thought that because this candle has layers, what I would do is every time I am doing some journaling or some shadow work or something of that variety, I will light this candle and use it as kind of like a timed meditation type exercise. So yeah, I'm going to use it for the first time today because I want to do a kind of end of year Yule type, shadow type tarot spread. I will make a post of this spread for my Instagram so that you can go ahead and do it yourself, but essentially what I want to do is to do just a quick 4 or 5 card spread to work out essentially what I need to leave in last year, what needs to be kind of left behind, left to die, because Yule is about death and rebirth. So what needs to be left behind, left to die in last year, and what needs to be given more energy, more life in order to be reborn next year. So yeah, I'm going to light my Yule candle and I'm going to do a quick tarot read, and then I'm going to go to the shop and buy some things for baking, and I thought you could come along with me. Also, before I start my tarot spread, I wanted to give you just some advice of something that we all know, but something that I almost had to learn the hard way today. So I have this crystal ball on my altar. This is a real crystal ball, it's not glass, and it's for some reason been very sunny this morning, and it was sitting on my altar very happily with a chocolate bar behind it, and the sun has come through the crystal ball and actually burned a hole in the wrapper. Luckily I was sitting in the room and saw smoke and thought, well, that can't be right because I've got nothing burning, and it turned out it was my chocolate bar wrapper. So yeah, word of warning, if you have crystals or crystal balls anywhere, please don't leave them in the sun, because this could have been my whole house if I hadn't been in the room. So yeah, don't leave your crystals unattended in the sun, please, or the Milky Bar won't be the only victim. Okay, so I have done my quick tarot read. I've got my 5 cards, and I am simply just going to sit down for 5 or 10 minutes and write this down. I can already see some very precise meanings coming from these cards, and I'm using a deck that basically says, this is your issue, get it sorted. So yeah, it's nice to see that actually the way that I have been feeling recently is reflected in my cards and what I need to work on in my shadow. It tells me that I am doing my shadow work properly, which is fabulous. But yeah, so I'm going to go and journal for 5 or 10 minutes, and then I am going to go and do my candles, recycle my candle jars, and do some baking, and then maybe paint my candle jars later. So yeah, we're going to go and do that. Hello, it is a different day because yesterday ended up being one of those days where you plan to do something and then never get around to it. But today I am here to recycle my candles. So these are just scented candles, jar candles that I bought recently. And I am going to be recycling them. I think I'm going to paint them and use them as tea light holders. But essentially I need to get the used wax out first. So I've got a trusty bowl, put the candles in, and I'm going to cover them with boiling water, and all of the wax will float to the top, sit on top, and then you can just scoop it out when it's cooled. And while the water is cooling and the wax is melting, I'm going to be doing some baking. So yeah, we're going to do these first, and then we are going to bake some gluten-free cinnamon cookies. So yeah. As you can see, the wax is already melting nicely, so I just literally need to wait for this to cool completely. All of the wax on top will dry and I'll just be able to pick it up, basically. So yeah, we're going to leave this and we're going to go and do our baking. Okay, time to make some biscuits or some cookies. So the recipe that I am using is from a free-from website. I will leave a link to the website in the description in case you can't follow the recipe that I use, if that makes sense. But basically what you need is 50 grams of light brown sugar. Then it says to use 2 tablespoons of golden syrup. I don't have golden syrup or honey in the house at the moment, so I'm actually going to use my mulling syrup because it's still a syrup and it's still sweet, so I'm going to use that. Then I needed 100 grams of butter, 175 grams of plain flour. Because these are gluten-free, the one that I'm using is the Bob's Red Mill gluten-free all-purpose baking flour, but if you want to make these with a regular flour you can, they don't have to be gluten-free. Then I will be using 1 teaspoon of sweet cinnamon, and 1 teaspoon of mixed spice. I will also be using a 1/4 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda or baking soda and a pinch of salt, and they are all of the ingredients. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make my cookies, and then when they are baked I will be doing some decorating for them. My dough is chilled, it's gone hard, so I am going to roll it out and cut my cookie shapes. While my cinnamon cookies are baking, I thought I would show you my candle jars. So this is what it looks like now. The water has almost completely cooled down, so I can just reach in and grab my jars, and they just need a quick clean in the sink now. And then the wax that is in the bowl can just be scooped out. I will be able to basically scrape this off the side of the bowl and throw it away, and the bowl can be washed as usual. So yeah, that's how you can recycle your candle jars, and then once these have been washed I will be able to decorate them to put tea lights in. Okay, I am at my desk. I've had a shower and I've got my glass jars. The only thing that I'm going to be using to paint these is just acrylic paint. Obviously, if I wanted these to last a really long time, you have to apply a base coat, but I don't have a base coat and I'm not really interested in them lasting forever. I'm kind of just interested in them lasting for the duration of Yule, which is only a month or so. So yeah, I'm going to just paint some acrylic paint onto the jars. I think I'm maybe going to do one with trees on, and the other one I'm not sure yet. But yeah, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to set them up on my altar with a tea light in, and I'm probably going to get into bed and relax a bit before I go to sleep. So yeah, I'm going to do my painting, and then you can see my altar, and then that will be the end of the video. Okay, that's one jar done. I know it's really simple and it looks a little bit like a child did it, but I like it and that's all that matters. So I've done this one in greens, yellows and blues, so I think I might do the next one in like reds or something like that. I might do like presents or something at the bottom instead of trees. So yeah, that's my first one done. Okay, I have finished my candles. This one's a bit of a poor effort, but you know, whatever. And then this one I actually think looks really cute. So I think I will be leaving this one in the middle of my altar, and then the other one will probably just get forgotten about because the more I look at it, the more upsetting it is. So yeah, I think this will just be the one that I keep. But that is the nice thing about recycling a candle jar, because it's cost me nothing, so it doesn't matter that that one depresses me. What matters is that this one is cute and it cost me nothing. So yeah, I am now going to go to bed and wish you a happy weekend. Bye.